Anyway, starting early today, I just want to get the weekly challenge done that was previously worked. They finally fixed it yesterday, however I wasn't really home yesterday and then I ended up playing a bunch of deceiving when I got home. So here we are, trying to quickly bash this out last second. 18 hours. I'm surprised they didn't extend it. I guess they didn't really care too much about the weekly stuff. This timer seems not live. I wonder if it's still buggered in some way. Anyway, Willow Street, they said. We looked at this at the start of the week. We have a vulnerable. You'll be going into this with no defenses. Be careful out there. And we're going to Willow Street, like I just said. I only just woke up, so I'm probably talking a lot of shit, but I guess that's not something you guys mind if you're still watching this. Oh, I need to limit my frame rate. It's gonna make a Windows noise. Give me 1 second. See if you hear a random ding. That's not your ass, that's my ass.
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object. Investigate it, but be careful.
I cleverly just mute my entire PC for a brief moment. Ah. Right, so, no defenses. They count candles as defenses, or as not defenses. Oh, the lighters are gone. Huh. That is weird. Okay, so no crucifixes as expected, no sanity pills, no lighters, and no smudge sticks, obviously. Crucifixes and smudge sticks were the obvious ones. Also, no standard flashlights. I think the standard flashlights are fine to just be missing, because who needs those anyway, but it's still a bit of a weird choice. Right, so if I recall correctly, although probably everything we know about this challenge from when we tried this earlier in the week when it was still buggered probably doesn't matter. At the start of the week, we had everything. We had hiding spots out the ass, we had 3 pieces of evidence, everything was great. Let's see what we have this time. We have Jan Elliott, or Jan Elliott. Cleanse the area using smudge sticks, area sanity below 25%, and repel with smudge. Actually, none of that matters because we're not here for the quests, we're here to get the weekly done. Which all we need for is to identify the ghost. Was that always knocked over? It looked like this fell. Wasn't this supposed to also be sitting on this maybe? Oh. Yeah, look, the pattern would indicate that it was supposed to sit on this and it fell. Neat. Wonder if that's a bug or environmental storytelling. I assume they don't have physics, because why would they? Anyway, so the main issue with the challenge is that you have to try to find the ghost as quickly as possible before your sanity runs so low that you are in trouble. Okay, seems like we don't have every hiding spot at the very least anymore. Probably still have some. Oh, you're right here. Oh, that's a ghost event, never mind. Where did you come from? I wanna get an EMF. Where did you come from? I'm not hitting an EMF. Huh, weird. Anyway, we got hit by an event already, and we're in the darkness, so that's nibbling away at our sanity. Not ideal. Like I said, we basically only have 1 sanity bar to work with, and then once we're at 0, we are going to be in trouble, because we can't really protect ourselves from the hunts, which is, you know, the main idea of the challenge. So we'll have to make do in some capacity. No hiding spots so far either. Maybe that's also part of the challenge. I think my chat isn't working. Give me a sec. Let's hope that refreshes and fixes itself eventually. Not that anyone said anything yet. Okay, I just briefly wanted to have a look if we see any hiding spots. Apparently there's none. Okay, so let's for now assume that you're in here. It is very odd that you had a ghost event in here and we couldn't find the source of it. I did miss it. It sounded like an airball event, which would rule out Oni. I'm gonna quickly grab a thermometer. That should speed things up. So it's not quite a speedrun, but it's a try to play safely so you have more time sort of run. Already down to 80% sanity. Not the worst thing in the world. We'll be fine. If we ever do get to 0 and we don't have enough information yet, then we are probably going to just have to leave and guess the ghost. Because without smudge sticks or crucifixes or whatever, you probably can't stick around long enough to still identify it at that point. Okay, we'll quickly do the things that we need to do while it is dark. And while saying that, I will quickly turn off my flashlight so we can actually see what the night vision holds. It should be in the garage, because that's where the ghost event started earlier. It could be in one of the neighboring rooms and just happen to spawn from the garage. I think the ghost can do that. if it starts a ghost hunt, or not a ghost hunt, a ghost event. I should use my thermometer to make sure what the fuck we're actually doing here. I only just woke up, like, less than half an hour ago, so I'm not exactly the most brain native person right now, which might make this a little bit more tricky. But that could be fun. Okay, it seems like the kitchen is a bit colder, but the garage is pretty normal. Yeah, so the ghost apparently roamed up here. It either teleported up to me, or it was actually randomly roaming. It was very early for a roam, so just gonna assume that it might have teleported to me or used its ability to come to me, which would make it a banshee or a phantom or a wraith. So if we find nothing else, that's our go-to guesses for now. I'm surprised there's these Easter eggs in the challenge mode as well. I assume they just can't separate that from the normal stuff. Like that the challenge mode is just a normal mission with custom difficulty, and since the Easter stuff is relative, or it's not relative at all, it's regardless of your difficulty setting, that's the word I was looking for. That's probably what happened. Cannot find this ghost room. Must be here, it's the last place we were looking. It is not here. Okay. Huh. If I recall correctly, last year, eating the Easter eggs gave you sanity back, so that's kind of why I'm surprised to see them again, but maybe they just don't have that effect this time around. There's also a shit ton of them. I think there's like 50 per map. Ooh. A lot of things being tossed around over here somewhere. Heard a bunch of rumbling. Maybe it was in the first room. Oh yeah, multiple paintings just fell. That could be a poltergeist. Oh, you're right here. I didn't check this room. The one room that I needed to check. That is unfortunate. Freezing temperatures right off the bat. Quickly grab my other stuff as well. Probably too late to get an EMF here, yeah. Okay, but yeah, all of these paintings falling simultaneously is pretty suspicious. That might be a poltergeist. I think poltergeist does have freezing temps, I'm not sure. We'll check it out later. Let me finally grab this successfully. Turn the lights off and check for orbs. Any unorbs in the room? No orbs, alright. I'm just gonna assume that we have all of the evidence pieces, and the, like, nothing is hidden from us, basically. Like how it would be on Nightmare or Insanity, so I think I'll just exclude orbs from the list for now. And we'll tag freezing temps. No poltergeist is out with that combination. Never mind. What else do we bring? We bring these things real quick. Yeah, so in the defenses, the general idea is to focus on identifying the ghost as quickly as possible. It's like a soft speedrun. You can increase your timer by having the lights on and like trying to play safe, but ultimately you're basically on one sanity bar and afterwards you have to be gone. Oh. Okay. I was still on text-to-speech because we previously had an issue with that on stream, like my spirit box stopped working. Okay, that's what we have. Probably a Moroi. Could be twins, with the way it had interacted with us from afar before. It wasn't that far, to be fair. I should have checked this room initially here when I did my little thermometer road, because this is right adjacent to the garage, so probably it was hanging out here and the garage ghost event through the wall. And that's how it caught us. So I'm assuming it's gonna be... well, it can't be a mimic because we rule out ghost orbs, so it's either twins or Moroi. Assuming we get all three pieces of evidence. Dots are irrelevant, ghost writing would be Moroi, and EMF 5 would be twins. We haven't gotten a single EMF yet, so it could still be either of those. So let's bring in the second book, let's bring in a second EMF just for fun. If it is a Moroi, our sanity would be rapidly draining by now. So let's hang out in the light exclusively and then go back to the truck, and if we're still draining sanity even though we're in the light, then it's a Moroi. So we're at like 62 to 66 is where it's jumping around. So let's just try to remember that and see if we can make it work. Moroi is kind of scary on this sort of difficulty setting, because we'll have to or we will automatically be draining sanity even in the light, and like I said earlier, sanity is kind of our one bit of safety that we have. I really don't want to get hit by a ghost event or something while we're doing this, because that would fudge the sanity drain in the light thing that we're checking for. I'm just gonna be sitting here for a bit. If we don't rule out ghost orbs, it could still be Onryo, but that would mean that it is not giving us all 3 pieces of evidence, and I think we get all 3 in this sort of challenge. Usually if you only get 2, it will tell you in the description, I think. At least that's how it has been so far. Okay, we've spent some time hanging out. Let's see if we still are at 62 to 66%. In that case, we can probably rule out Moroi. If we're below, then we will immediately call it a Moroi, I think. I mean, this isn't exactly scientific. I guess we'll spend some more time in the room and see what happens. Yeah, it's still jumping between 62 to 66. Probably not a Moroi as a result. So when you get a Spirit Box response, or I think a Paramic Whisper from the Moroi, it will curse you, which means your sanity will drain faster and it will drain even in the light. So if we hang out in this room with the lights on the entire time, and let's say we spend another minute just assing around, our sanity will continue to drain even though the light should usually protect us from that happening. But the Moroi curse will make it happen instead. So that way we can pretty much guarantee which of these it is. I'd also like some interactions, like any at all would be fun. Because that way we can get some EMF maybe. I guess we can... Oh, I can't pick up the paintings, NVM. I was gonna say we can toss some of these throughout the room, maybe it'll throw one of them and we can get some EMF going and figure out that it is a... oh wait, that's my Spirit Box. That it is twins after all. Oh, is it? No, I thought I saw writing in the book, but it was just the magazine, I think. Okay, we spent some more time in the room, and we've been exclusively in the light, so we should once again still be at around 62 to 66%. Maybe drop by 1 point, but I think it's not a Moroi. Yeah, I think we should be lower by now if it was a Moroi, so we can safely exclude that. Which leaves us with twins and Onryo, but if we can also rule out ghost orbs, it's only twins. What would Onryo have? Ghost orbs as a result. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess we'll stick around for a little while and see if we get some twin interactions and maybe an EMF 5 at some point. Hey, could you please do anything? Thank you. I think it just tossed something in the neighboring room. Thought I heard something at least. Thought I heard something get knocked over or fell or something. Oh, maybe not. Wishful thinking, maybe? Gonna leave this EMF here and pick up my other one. Thought that was red on my EMF, that would have been very funny. You wanna scan something? Here, scan this idiot. Oops. Hello, Mr. Ghost, would you please help us out here? I was tempted to spam some more Spirit Box responses, but I think Vosk is the one that you need. I was tempted to spam some more Spirit Box responses, but I'd have to turn the light off for that, and I don't want to do that. Ooh. Hey, EMF 5, it is twins. So we do definitely get all 3 pieces of evidence, so we can safely roll out ghost orbs, and, well, at this point we have 3 pieces of evidence, so it's guaranteed to be twins, but we know this now for the future. There we go, that's the first one done. I think the only way for a challenge to be spicy, if it gives you all 3 pieces of evidence, if it makes it very dangerous, like makes it so that you're hunted very frequently, or that you have very little to work with in some capacity. On paper we have no defenses, right, so that would be slightly spicy, but in practice you just have so much time with your sanity. If you play it at all safe and go for the light switches and try to not do stupid shit, like run into ghost events all the time, instead like fleeing from them so they don't hit you, you probably have enough sanity to almost always get the 3 pieces of evidence you need. It makes the game very... Oh yeah, it's always down here, it did not bug out. Interesting. Neat. But yeah, it makes the game very mechanically simple. Like, grab your equipment, run into the building, check for evidence, find the room, use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equipment items, and leave. Which is how it... Like, if I was to play an amateur or something, it would be basically the same, except you have more wiggle room. Actually, amateur can be a bit rough because the ghost doesn't always do many interactions, I think. I should probably know these presets a bit better to really judge them. I should also stop bringing the photo camera. I'm just doing that out of habit because I wanna normally take pictures of the bone and of ghost interactions and shit like that, but for the weekly it doesn't really matter. The weekly always has a 1x multiplier, so like, you're not really doing this for the money you get per round and the experience you get per round, you only do it for the 3,000 reward at the end of the day. Give me a sign. Let's quickly hang out in here as well. Nope. Hello, ghost. I didn't even check their name, I'm terrible. I'm just briefly having a look to see if anything has been tossed around. Nothing that I can tell so far. These Easter eggs everywhere are a little bit distracting if you're just looking for something out of place, because they sit on the ground and on shelves and stuff. You might be like, oh wow, this is a knocked over cock bottle or something, but nope, it's usually just an Easter egg. Literal Easter egg as well. Alright, might be thermometer time again. Yeah, I probably should leave the photo cam behind because, again, not really looking for big payouts here, only for the 3k at the end of the day. Let's also grab you, prepare this for the future, and this, I suppose. I used to always only bring, or only ever bring, one light source item in addition to my equipment, so I would have this sort of equipment, like with my thermometer, UV light, and camera, because the camera will basically see in the dark for you, but I've definitely stopped doing that over the years, because... over the years. It's not quite that long, has it? But like, I've definitely stopped doing that over time, because it's just so awkward to have to shuffle between picking up your camera, picking up your thermometer, placing it back down again, picking up the camera again. Like, anything that isn't the torch is just so nice because you can have it active while you're using other equipment as well, is what it boils down to. And once you start getting used to that, it's just a much less hassle. It's not worth the item juggling in my opinion. Just do another quick run to the truck. At least if you're on default movement speed or have sprinting available. Goes quickly enough that you can just quickly do that. Once again, confuzzled by a Easter egg sitting in the corner. You in the basement this time. Let's quickly check the bathroom as well. Got too lazy. Ooh, think I heard things tossed around in the basement. It sounded pretty low, like occluded. Maybe over here? Ah. I even get to see that. Rude. Nope, no bullshit just yet. Right, let's quickly go get more equipment. So we have freezing temps once again. For me, freezing temps is always a fun indicator, because one of the ones with freezing temps is Demon, and Demon might just randomly start to kill you, even if you're not ready yet. Not sure why that sounds particularly fun, but makes it more spicy. Like, even on professional or just normal settings in general, a demon might randomly show up and be like, yo, you die now. Which is neat. Did the spirit box always have that little antenna at the top right? Is that new? Or did I just never notice that? I think I just never noticed that. Seems like the sort of thing I would do. Wait, let me get this and grab this as well, because we still need to check for EMF 5. Okay. Do we have anything fancy, like ghost orbs? Let's go with my torch again. Oops, that's the wrong one. This one is good, the other one is bad. So this is where it's cold, so this is definitely your room, yes? We had freezing temps in here a second ago. Not seeing any freezing breath right now. Oh, there it is. Okay, so still your room. Very good. No ghosties. Or no Orbeez, rather. Where are you? How old are you? Where are you? Where are you? How old are you? It's not recognizing my bullshit. Maybe I should go to Windows instead? That's a lot of things being tossed around. Where are you? How old are you? Where are you? How old are you? You are tossing around so many things. Give me uno secondo. It's all in the neighboring room though for some reason. I guess he's interacting with it through the wall, or they're interacting with it through the wall. Let's just finish this. Where are you? How old are you? Where are you? Where are you? How old are you? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, I'm gonna say that is not spirit box. That is not fingerprints. Okay. No spirit box, no fingerprints, and freezing temperatures. Already pretty low. Probably not a shade. Yes, I agree, not a shade. Could be an Oni. In that case, we took a pretty big hit to our sanity earlier, which is a little bit annoying and a little bit spooky. Yeah, I can't really tell until the event is over. So, in case you didn't know, these ghost events, they, oh, EMF 4. Medium spicy. They only drain your sanity if you actually touch them. So the airball event, for example, where the little puff of smoke follows you, that only drains your sanity if it touches you. These ghost stands in a place and does weird things, like singing or whatever, they only hurt your sanity if they touch you. So as long as you stay the fuck away from them, it's not so bad. Alright, let's bring these other things down. Not sure how my sanity is doing. It should be reasonably high still. If it is an Oni, then we took a pretty big hit earlier. Onis do more sanity damage with ghost events, and they definitely hit us earlier when we first opened this door. Not sure why I have the camera here. Is Obaka in the running? It is not. Well, I ruled out fingerprints, so that's why Obaka isn't in the running. Let's... actually, never mind. Okay. So Obaka, it cannot be, so we don't need to worry about the... thing here. So what are our options? It's probably writing EMF 5 would be Oni, writing would be Revenant, and Ghost Orbs would be Uroi. We can kind of rule out Ghost Orbs, so we're down to... Really? Is that it already? You're definitely an Oni. It's been touching so many things, I should stop being lazy and quickly go to the other room and get some EMF readings. Because it has been throwing items all the fucking time, although I can't see the mess that I thought it was making over here. Huh. Maybe it was throwing things upstairs. Hello. Like, seeing that does not drive you insane at all. That, like, regular human beings, we can just tank that sort of thing. It's fine. Once again, EMF 4. I'd like to get EMF 5. I think there's a 25% chance when a ghost gives you an EMF reading that it is EMF 5. If they are an EMF 5 ghost, of course. So it's not guaranteed. Yep, this is still very much your room. It also got very active when we started talking to it earlier. With the spirit box. Like, it was constantly shuffling things about. Maybe I should try that again. Hello, ghost. What is your name? Let's find out. Janice Lancaster. Yeah, we almost did all 3 objectives. Only need a motion sensor. I'm not gonna go bother. Like I said, it's all about identifying the ghost and not about doing the objectives and getting all pictures and stuff. Hey, Janice, could you quickly confirm for us that you're an Oni? Give me an EMF 5, be a dear. Oh, that's dots. Yep, that is Oni confirmed. Cool. Alright, we leave, bye. I think there was a tiny chance that it was a shade. Very, 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 very unlikely. But I think at least 2 of the ghost events that we saw happened from exactly outside of the room that we were in. So if the game is as mechanically strict as I think about it, then it could say, oh, you're not in the utilities room yet, so the ghost can have an event in there and just like immediately meet you at the door and hit you. And same with the event happening from outside. Maybe the ghost was standing right outside the room once while we were watching it. And I think shades are only super passive if they're inside of the same, or in the same room as you. So that was my thinking there. However, they are already supposed to be super quiet, so the fact that it did like 3 events in that short amount of time was already pretty unshade behavior. Alright, Oni confirmed. Let's do the 3rd one and call it a day. Maybe this will be a nice and quick, easy video, instead of the normal hour-long affairs. Paul Watts. I'm gonna grab the thermometer, like I said, instead of the camera. Leg will definitely drag down my times a bit. Grab the car key, just in case. So everything's gonna be cold at the start, or actually it's not even that cold, huh? But yeah, cold-ish, because the breaker isn't on yet, so the game decides that the building is cooling down, which is fair enough. Heard something get knocked over, might have been downstairs. Yeah, definitely things being shuffled around. Quickly turn the power on first, don't want to lose our sanity for free. EMF 3. So I'm guessing you are in here. It's not, yeah, it's getting pretty cold here, in this corner especially. Interesting, I wonder if that is your room, or if you just happen to roam into that corner right there. Let's check this room as well. The basement area seems to be pretty cold in general. Or maybe the thermometer just isn't updating frequently enough. Yeah, no, seems to be the same room again. Yeah, alright, let's leave this here. I should stop leaving my torch in the room and then have to fiddle with it later, just to turn it off. Just kind of a bad habit. Whenever I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave now, I just drop all 3 items that I have on me, then go get new stuff. And among those will be the lit torch, which will prevent me from seeing ghost orbs and shit. So I'll then have to fumble and pick it back up, turn it back off, drop it, and pick my other item back up. And I do that literally every time, I don't know why. Let's grab these 3. Let's see what we have this time. I always think the light is off when I go into this basement, because the first light bulb is so far around the corner. I sometimes just can't see it. Alright, let's start looking for orbs. 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 Nay orbs, it would seem. Okay. Where are you? How old are you? Where are you? Where are you? How old are you? Where are you? Oh, old. Hi. Nice to meet you. I am Cube. Alright, we have Spirit Box. Slightly spooky, because Spirit Box always has a chance of being a Moroi, which will drain our sanity, despite the light. Knocked some more stuff around, I think, just as we left. Such is life with ghosts. Never do what you want. Not quite true, actually. He just responded on a Spirit Box. And that is exactly what I wanted, so I don't know why I'm saying it. Anything else I might need? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's bring a second ghost riding book, in case we happen to need riding in the end. Having 2 possible interactions for him might be better than 1. What's your name again? Paul Watts, right? That name rings a bell, isn't that actually a person? I mean, chances are pretty high that someone does actually have that name, given how names work and how many people there are. But I thought I heard that name before. Maybe it's just another Phasmo game. Maybe man is just a serial spook. local ghost cannot stop haunting. Yeah, let's put this over here maybe. I actually don't like either of those very much. Let's put it in the center. Is Gorio a possibility? It is not, so I don't need to leave the room and check with the camera. Right, so now we just hang on to these two things. Oh, fingerprints. Good thing I remember to check. Down to Phantom, Mimic, and Poltergeist. Maybe we can rule out because there's no... Hello. Imagine if I had my camera. With my camera I could have taken a picture and we would have confirmed that it's a phantom right away. However, it should still be a phantom. With only these three... Actually, Poltergeist is also in the running. And it has been tossing items non-stop. What are our options here? It's not this. It is dots for phantom and writing for Poltergeist. Both of those can be a bit wank sometimes. Oh, there's dots. Okay, GG. It is a phantom after all. Nice to meet you, Mr. Phantom. Also, goodbye, Mr. Phantom. Goodbye, Mr. Watts. See you next week, or whenever I'll read your name again and go, oh yeah, that name rings a bell, who's that? Probably exactly what happened. Read the name in another ghost game, or in another ghost hunt. So, unless we got bamboozled with ghost orbs, we should be in the clear, and that should be 3 out of 3. So, as you can see, if you find the ghost room somewhat quickly, you can just shuffle items in and out very quickly, and you won't drain sanity enough to be in trouble. Some ghosts will give you a run for your money every now and then, so like demon hunting early is obviously a problem for this kind of challenge. If an Oni hits you with a few ghost events, your sanity drops very quickly. If you can't find the ghost room at all, you might just run out of sanity over time, which is also pretty bad. However, it's a small map, so the chance of that happening is pretty low. A Fae can hunt early, so that would also be problematic. I'm gonna skip this because the sound is not my favorite sound in the world. So yeah, that's the weekly done. Those are basically the only ghosts that might really cause you trouble. Anything that can hunt early. Other than that, you have plenty of time to just go in and out and get the equipment that you need. Well, tomorrow we'll have the next challenge right away, so we'll see how that goes. Unless they bork it again. Who knows? If they bugger one weekly, maybe they'll bugger 2 in a row. Wouldn't that be fun? It would not. I would like to get them done as quickly as possible, like at the start of the week usually. Oh well. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you, well, tomorrow with the next one. Goodbye.